Masai Ujiri's master plan has been revealed as a Raptors insider recently went on to the Raptors show and discussed the reasoning behind the Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett for OG Anunoby Blockbuster trade that just went down this weekend, how he's sort of analyzing, this Raptors team over the next few weeks to really make a massive decision in regards to Pascal Siakam. Because even though people across the league, NBA executives, are expecting a Pascal Siakam trade to follow suit following this OG Anunoby trade, just like in 2014 when the Raptors got rid of Rudy Gay, everyone expected Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan to be gone. If the Raptors sort of overperform, if they continue to play the way that they've been playing over the past couple of games, then Masai Ujiri's trajectory might change course in terms of completely nuking this roster, in terms of how we're going to see what's going to happen. So lots of stuff to break down this video. Before we dive into that, folks, over 55% of our viewers now are not subscribed to the channel. You guys have been crushing it, hitting that sub button lately, but more and more people are joining this Raptors Digest community right now. So it means the world to me if you guys could hit that subscribe button, as we cover the most fun team in NBA basketball right now, because the Toronto Raptors are back, and frankly, I am loving what I've seen from this team, and that includes Pascal Siakam. And I've seen in our comment section, I've been saying it for the past couple months, I think the Toronto Raptors should have extended Pascal Siakam a couple of months ago, because one, the offers that have been out there on the table just have kind of been lackluster. Now, they also seemed lackluster for OG Anunoby. That Masai Ujiri was able to work his magic and absolutely get a haul for him on the open trade market. So we'll see what actually comes of it if a deal does end up going down. But Pascal Siakam is an all-NBA guy. He's a player that fits perfectly in terms of what the Raptors have going on. Obviously, three-point shooting is a bit of a question mark, but now with Scottie Barnes improved three-point shooting, Emmanuel Quickley able to space the floor, RJ Barrett at least being competent from behind the three-point line at 33%, not a complete sort of Ben Simmons out there from three-point range. Gary, it depends on what other roster shakeups happen. Pirtle and him might not be the perfect fit, but I mean, Pascal Siakam has so much gravity the way he drives. He's a capable enough three-point shooter. Those numbers have been increasing over the last couple weeks. I mean, it seems like a lot of people have joined on this Pascal Siakam extend him bandwagon, and Michael Grange recently went on the Raptors show and revealed basically what could potentially happen in regards to a Pascal Siakam move, given how everything is playing out. So basically, this is the show if you want to listen to him directly, him going on the Raptors show, but he had some interesting points. Basically, the first being why the Toronto Raptors ended up making this deal. Well, they saw the pairing of Emmanuel Quickley and Scottie Barnes as a duo that is to be reckoned with in the Eastern Conference. And now we are seeing as to why in Emmanuel Quickley's first two games, he is looking like a rising star in the NBA. He's so fast, he's quick, and the reason he complements Scottie Barnes so well is because Scottie's a guy, again, can score a lot, has gotten a bunch of buckets this season, but can facilitate, is a bit of a point forward. And Emmanuel Quickley, again, is a capable facilitator. The way he's working the pick and roll right now with Jakob Poeltl is great to see. The way he's sort of making little drives. Again, there are moments where he's getting used to the chemistry with his new Raptors teammates, but I like that he's looking for those dimes. He's a true point guard, so he can facilitate, but again, he is an absolute spark plug in terms of scoring. So Emmanuel Quickley, while he can play on the ball, handle everything, he can also play off the ball a little bit more. And I was praising this immensely last night. The way he comes off of screens, the speed at which he turns around, is able to sort of, quickly turn around a screen and get that quick release off, whether he's on balance or off balance, and knock down that shot. That has been a big surprise for Emmanuel Quickley. So if Scottie Barnes is able to facilitate the way we know he can, quickly running off screens, that's a huge sort of plus. And then also being able to create his own shot. This duo is almost a match made in heaven in terms of basketball complementary skills, especially if they continue to develop, continue to put together their skills. So that was the main reason as to why Masai Ujiri ended up making this deal. But then we got some insight into Masai Ujiri's plan regarding Pascal Siakam, because Grange, again, people love trashing on Michael Grange, but when it comes to this type of stuff, he's pretty locked in. He's as the heir of Masai Ujiri. He's a guy that's been one of the Raptors' longest tenured beat reporters. He gets in those office discussions. Sure, he gets leaked some bad news, bad info every now and then, but this type of stuff he's generally pretty reliable for. And we know that Masai Ujiri, especially when it sounds exactly like something Masai Ujiri would say, over the next month, he's planning on evaluating the situation, because it's almost a bit of game theory right now between Pascal Siakam and Masai Ujiri. That was sort of the quote that he used, because Pascal Siakam is an unrestricted free agent. He's unwilling to sign an extension immediately with any of these teams that's going going forward, which makes sense. He should want to have that longer term deal and things along those lines. I get him wanting to secure his bag and secure the, given his current age, a longer term contract at this point in his career. So no hate on to Pascal Siakam. Completely makes sense from a business decision in terms of what Pascal Siakam wants to do. But you have this sort of game with Pascal Siakam in terms of, if you're dealing away, he has to go to a situation that's the right place, but then those teams have leverage and all those types of things. So that's something Masai Ujiri is sort of weighting the balances of if he does decide to make a move. And right now, he is currently comfortable with the Raptors keeping Pascal Siakam, but a resolution will be made ahead of this year's February trade deadline. So apparently momentum is coming towards a decision regarding Pascal Siakam. That was the language that was used by Michael Grange. So with momentum coming, it either means a trade or a contract extension, which is the exact, in my opinion, again, I said at the beginning of this video, an extension I think is the right outcome because one, he fits this team nicely. I think all of the hate towards Siakam has been overblown, especially now that we have actual two guards that are able to get him in the right spots and things along those lines. But two, if things don't work out, if things sort of go awry, the team is still mid and stuff like that, we can trade Pascal Siakam with more years left on his contract so he's more valuable to other teams. There'll be a bigger market for Pascal Siakam so you could get more value back. Win-win there for Masai Ujiri making a proper decision rather than letting him walk for nothing or dealing him at this year's trade deadline. But again, letting him walk for nothing is the worst case scenario, so a decision does have to be made. If you don't think you can extend Pascal, obviously Emmanuel Quickley's contract extension's incoming. Scotty Barnes is going to get extended to a lot of bread. We have Pirtle right now at $20 million a year, RJ Barrett around that $20 to $23 million per year range. So, there's a lot of guys that have to get paid, but Masai Ujiri shouldn't just deal away the guy that is our most consistent, reliable sort of scoring option, maybe outside of Scotty Barnes, but I don't know. We'll see. I have full faith, full trust in Masai Ujiri, and I kind of always have, but it waned a little bit, but following this trade, Masai Ujiri has sort of reminded us who he is as a sort of front office negotiator. But basically, we can expect momentum's picking up in terms of a decision actually coming. And Pascal Siakam, again, it's not a lock he's going to stay. It's not a lock he's going to get dealt. But the good news about it is that Masai Ujiri's done sort of, evaluating in terms of pushing things off to the future. February is sort of the deadline where we're going to see this fully new-looked roster. And apparently, this road trip that the Toronto Raptors are on right now, they are currently, at least they've won their last 2 games, right? That's going to be a really big deciding factor. And it's going to be bad for both sides, the trade camp as well as the keep Siakam camp, if this team is losing. Because if we lose these games, then the Toronto Raptors end up looking more desperate. There's less teams going to be willing to offer a bunch of sort of picks and assets and stuff. And this is also where Grange sort of came in and said that the Masai Ujiri's cards have now been shown in terms of what he is looking for in a potential Pascal Siakam package. And we broke down yesterday the asking price directly being revealed by Brett Siegel, but the Toronto Raptors are looking for young pieces as well as draft picks. So, more so win now guys and particularly with Pascal picks and young pieces. So we're not getting finesse for all NBA dude, which is a good thing to see. But young players that can sort of fit this group so we're not bottoming out, but also that help us in the future. So kind of makes sense in terms of you're dealing away Pascal Siakam for one of those potential deals. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you want to see Pascal Siakam end up getting dealt, or should he be brought back, extended by the Toronto Raptors? Let me know. You guys the best thing thus far. I'm signing out. Cheers.